fools? Hey there, fools. Big T here, back with another video, and we're gonna talk about a company that used to make video games, yesteryear. KONAMI. Yeah, KONAMI really doesn't do anything much on gaming. They have put out some cool collections recently. I think the most recent one was in the recent Direct we got. The GBA games are coming in a collection for Switch and probably other platforms as well. So that is cool. And before that it was like Castlevania and Contra. So I said Castlevania, like they had another Castlevania collection and Contra. So that was cool. But I want to talk about two very unique games that came out for the Wii back in the day, early Wii games, and just talk about how cool I thought they were, and you know, maybe you'll see what's going on with them, and maybe you'll want to check them out yourself. Probably not, but but I also want to talk about how I felt like there was a kind of a push for these games based on some stuff, you know, merchandise that came with them. But anyway, so yeah, the Wii. One of my favorite consoles of all time. I love the uniqueness of the Wii. I'm so enamored with it still, and I wish that everybody who kind of is naysayers about the Wii really understood what it was about and how cool it was to have a console that games actually catered to it. That really hadn't happened really outside of the Wii or just on any Nintendo console other than what Nintendo themselves did and what Rare would do, but actually cater to the hardware itself, where the Wii remote obviously is a big point of making the gameplay just go around that. So that was very cool that we had that, and I think a lot of people took that for granted and just kind of poo-pooed it and just didn't care. Unfortunately, a lot of people still to this day think motion controls are the bane of gaming, sadly, but I was all in on the Wii. Like, I thought the mechanics of it was great. I thought the just the freshness that it brought me back into gaming. Like, I was kind of waning at the end of that generation. Was that the 6th gen or is it the 7th? 7th gen? No, 6th gen. And I was just like, whatever. I'm probably done with video games. I was in college and whatnot, so I was just kind of waning. But the Wii just kind of revitalized me as a gamer. And a couple of early games that most people don't even know or don't remember came out for it from KONAMI. And let me see. Let me get the games. I almost got the wrong thing there. So the first game was called Elebits, and then this game I believe came out first. My hands are super dry. I use a lot of sanitizer, so it dries my hands out big time. But yeah, this is one of the really cool games. It's kind of like a kind of physics-based shooter, if you will, with like these Pikmin-like characters. Your goal is to collect them throughout different levels and whatnot, and it's just I think it's really fun. It's flawed, of course. Some of the physics are a little wonky. Like sometimes, you'll be tossing like trucks and whatnot around, and they'll have kind of the same physics or weight or feel of weight as like a ball or something like that. So that's kind of weird. But I always liked the graphics. Thought the graphics were really clean. I thought the music was really good. I just thought the graphics were nice and sharp, and I liked it. It has some influences, like I said. It has like a first-person kind of shooter element to it, but it also has like these Pikmin-like characters, which are the Elebits, which are the creatures you have to find. It's also like a puzzle game as well, because like you have to like move things to make other things like work. There's levels where you have to like use certain like devices to power up another device to make you be able to progress further. And I want to say this game came out like early 2007, and it didn't come with it, but in the store you could also buy, because like I said, I went all in on the Wii and its concepts and whatnot. So a lot of early games, especially, I was looking for. I'm not sure if I pre-ordered this game or not. I think I did, but I'm not sure. And I thought, because I'm going to mix these games up because they're very similar. Both of them are for Konami, and they're both made by the same team. And I'll show you the other game in a minute. But you could also buy like this Elebits plush toy, which was like, you know, on the shelf, I want to, you know, near the game when it came out. So it was like an extra thing to buy. If you look at this artwork here, it's very similar to the other game, especially with the quote-unquote cutscenes in that game. And the voice work, I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actors for both of these games. It also kind of has like a, let's say like a never-ending story, not never-ending story, but Dark Crystal kind of look to it, but it's not dark at all. It's not really dark, but the character kind of models, the character design kind of looks like it. But let's pop this open. I bought this way back when. I'm trying to be really careful with the box here. I'll just hit my microphone. Whoops. And here is one of the mini Elebits creatures. There we go. Just kind of get in there. And they come in different colors and whatnot. But we didn't get a lot. We didn't get any. I think this is the only one we got here as far as the color of the creature. And you can see it has a little bulb at the top. Really reminds you of Pikmin, even with the eyes and all that kind of stuff. So you could say it's Jack in the Pikmin style. And there's a little other thing. I left everything on there because I'm a collector like that. And so it's mostly been in the box this whole time. That's why it's not discolored and whatnot. But I thought it was a really good game. There's also like a DS game, and I think that game was actually more popular than the Wii game. I don't think the Wii game sold very well, sadly, which happened to a lot of those types of games, or these types of games on the Wii. But I felt like, man, Konami was kind of giving it a little push by adding, like, you know, having merchandise basically. There was this, there was like the little orange creature things that are in the game as well. So there was two things you could buy, and I think in other countries they might have had even more stuff. Like Japan, I think, had actually soft plushies. This plushie was not soft. Well, it's soft, but it's like plastic on the outside, whereas the Japanese plushies are actually soft everywhere. But the next game, I almost grabbed the wrong thing again, is another cool game that's heavily reliant on the abilities of your Wii remote, and it is from Konami as well. Same team, like I said. I just found this out maybe a few months ago. Dewies Adventure. In this game, you play like this water drop, Dewey, or a Dew. And that's the word I'm looking for. You basically, it's kind of like Super Monkey Ball in a way, where you're not really controlling the character, you're kind of controlling the terrain. You're controlling the character, and you can do certain things like change the temperature. So if you change the temperature to really high, your character, you know, turns into mist basically, because he kind of dissolves and becomes mist, and he can do things like float, and then he can like shoot like electric bolts or something like that. So you have that kind of stuff going on. And if you go really cold, you come like an icicle, and it allows you to do like more power attacks and whatnot. But you know, the game, it takes a little bit to get a grasp of the controls. And I think a lot of people just kind of give up on it. But if you give it some time, and you'll start to grasp the controls, and you get it. Like, it's not an overly deep game. I would say Elebits is probably more in-depth of a game. Not that it's super in-depth, but there's just more to it. Dewies Adventures is a little bit light as far as like, I want to say you actually have kind of progression with your character, stuff like that. Nothing like that. And as far as attacks, I think you got like 3 or 4 maybe. So it's probably leaning towards younger audiences. I think, is this the game where they were kind of, yeah, this is the one where they're doing like a promotion. At the time, I think it was, is it Nestle? Some company was like partnered with Konami. You can see right there. So these aquapods were like, basically it was just drinking water in a cool looking little bottle. And it was kind of aimed at kids. But so, Nestle, or I think it was Nestle, they saw, this game, and they, wanted to partner with Konami to help sell their water, basically, because obviously it's a water-based character in the game called Dewey. So But I think it's a cool game. I think it's fun. Like I said, if you're into games that really utilize the Wii remote, both of these games do it well. And you know, like I said, these characters are kind of geared towards a younger audience. But I think the shit is cute as hell. Like you know, I don't have a problem playing games like this. I think, like I said, I think Elebits is probably a little bit more, I want to say advanced, but there's kind of more to it as far as the gameplay goes. And like I was saying, there's cutscenes, if you will. There's drawings, basically, where people do voiceovers for the characters in the drawings and those so-called cutscenes. And I think it's the same people. And some of the artwork is very similar as well. It's not very good, the voice acting. You know, it's one of those. It's the type of thing where like a lady plays a kid, a boy. So it's like a lady playing a young boy's voice, and you can pretty much tell that. And you know, you might get annoyed. I don't know. Some of the, I don't know which one, but some of the cutscenes are a little long, and you just kind of want to get into playing it. But I think they're fun games. Elebits is definitely the better game. I would probably give it a 7, or not 7, an 8 out of 10, and I'd give Dewies Adventure maybe a 7.5 or something like that. But I like these games both, and you know, Konami. It was cool that Konami was pushing these games, but like just like with Elebits, Dewies Adventure also had a plushie, and here he is. There's Dewey. Still wrapped up here. Well, I've taken him out, but I just kind of retaped this. As you can see, there's a similar little, I don't know if you can see it here. Maybe I should just take it out. There's a similar little tag on Dewey here that you see on the Elebits character. There he is. There's Dewey. Isn't he cute? Cute as hell. And you can see the tag is kind of similar design as the Elebits tag was. So, yep. Dewey, like I said, he's a drop of dew. And this actually was a pre-order bonus. I pre-ordered this freaking game. Like I said, I was really into the Wii and its concepts and stuff. And after playing Elebits, this game seemed similar to me. Again, at the time, I didn't know it was the same studio that was making both of these games. I think they made them at the same time, actually. But Dewey came out a little later, and maybe it got less of the production costs. But like I said, it's not that much lesser than Elebits, but maybe it got a little bit less the production. But I think the plushie at least is much bigger and cooler, and it came free as long as you pre-ordered the game, which I did. So somehow these games and these plushies survived the flood that ruined some of my games and stuff. Can you sit there? Can you stay? No? Are you just leaning? Alright, I'll just put you like that. Nope. Dewey has a round butt. He doesn't want to sit. I'll just let him lay down. He wants to lay down. Alright, so yeah, that's it. I would say if you're a Wii collector and you want to find some hidden gems, I guess these are hidden gems. Like I said, I think Elebits on the DS sold a lot better than the Wii version, and nobody knows Dewies Adventure. Nobody's, you know, other than Clocked It. Clocked It. I don't know if he probably knows both of it. I think in his neck of the woods, this is called Elebits instead of Elebits, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Dewies Adventure I think is the same. But he's like the only other person that's on the planet that's probably heard of this game, other than me, because we're both crazy gamers like that. And we have weird things like this in our collection. So yeah, Elebits, and you know, Elebits, which is kind of, like I said, the Pikmin-ish kind of knockoff with the look of it, and Dewies Adventures here. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm crazy for having this stuff? For playing these games? Have you played them yourself? Do you have any thoughts on them yourself? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you again. I know Robert's watching this, and he's probably already putting these games in his backlog. So there you go, Robert. But thank you guys again for watching and listening. See you fools next time. Peace out.